have an old loader right now, but it's not the right one for the season. I need something that I can count on. I'm going to see Parker now. I think he just bought a whole new mine. Well, it came with a lot of gear. I hope he has an extra washer because I really need one. Rick Ness didn't just leave Gold Rush. After a season full of breakdowns, heartbreak, and a terrible blow from behind the scenes that no one saw coming, he was gone. This was the crew's heart giving out from the stress. After a scary turn of events, everything changed. Watch carefully, because what hurt Rick could hurt the whole show next. The gold room that made people weak. In Gold Rush Season 15, something crazy happened. Everything changed. Someone on the team who you could always count on said, "Peace out, gone." This wasn't just a short break. It was a complete walk-away moment. Those who have watched since the beginning thought it was the end of an age. But here's the catch. No one saw who pressed the last button. What came next could have broken the team apart. This team member wasn't just any guy. He held everything together, getting involved every time things went wrong. Even though machines broke down, the weather got crazy and tempers flared, he kept showing up. Stay calm, steady, and locked in. That's why this season was so rough. It wasn't the hours or the stress that drove him to leave. It was everything's weight. Parker Chernobyl had his sights set on a big goal from the start. 10,000 ounces of gold. Yes, 10,000. It's a rock, not just a number. Parker made it happen by constantly running Big Red Rock and Bob's plant. Every day, all day. Hey there. Do you need anything else? Is there anything I can do? No. I came out to say hello, but I also need something. Park. I always need something. Yes, exactly. You know, it's great to see you. A loader is what I need right now. There are more chances to find gold when there are more wash plants, but there are also more breaks, more chaos, and more mess. The SLAE boxes were not clean on their own. Always someone had to keep an eye on them to make sure not a single piece of gold got away. And that person, he took care of it. He was no longer in his 20s though. The gold room never stopped pushing him, even though he was still tough. A lot of work, not enough sleep, and muscles that wouldn't stop hurting. It wasn't just physical, it took over his whole being. There wasn't much time. There are no stops and there isn't even time to breathe. Everyone else was after Parker's dream while the machines kept going. It got lonely in the gold room. One person against the mountain, then Tatiana Costa came along. She was a great operator and smashed it with the big machines. They didn't need her there though. Parker finally called her when her name came up for the gold room. She quickly learned how things worked and began to help. But the cracks were already there by that time. The pressure stayed very high even with help. Parker wasn't going to give up on his 10,000 ounce dream. A lot of stress built up. Things moved quickly in the gold room, and everyone could see the damage. He also had a story. He used to work on homes with Todd Hoffman. Ram, what I see there makes me very happy. I'm excited to see bedrock in this hole. We have it right here. You know, this is where the good stuff is. In this hole we're either on the best gold or very close to it. Didn't even begin to mine. He found his groove once he got into it though. Everything fell into place when he joined Parker. He made things stable and calmed things down. The team always reached big goals. He was a big part of the reason. But the weight does build up. The goals grew bigger each year. The job was still very hard. More than ever before this season it pushed hard. Fans saw what was going on. He looked tired. They were so worn out that it looked like the fire was going out. That or the fact that you start to wonder, is it worth it? Mining is more than just a job. It's a battle of wills. You need to have heart, grit, and a little crazy. He had all of that, but even the hardest people have limits. It's hard to bring back the spark when it starts to fade. This wasn't giving up. They picked something else. Happiness, health, and peace. It takes a lot of strength to leave something that has shaped your whole life. But he made the call in the end. That was brave. Everyone on board felt it. The beat changed without him there. He wasn't just a worker. He held things together. Everyone had to change. adapt and find things out again after he left. This season every ounce of gold cost something. The robots had no stopping them. It kept flying dirt. Parker didn't give up. But the cost in lives was real. It sends a message when someone like him moves away. You can learn something from this. It's sometimes strong to just walk away. It takes more guts to know when to stop than to keep going. He didn't just quit his job. He stood up. Season 15 changed a lot of people, not just one. Everyone who watched got up and paid attention. You won't just see these people on TV. They are real people with goals, limits, and points where they will break. We all learned this season that even rocks can break. His time on Gold Rush made a difference, whether he comes back or not. He helped make the story, the show, and the team what they were. His story changes now. It may have something to do with digging. Perhaps not. It's a part that you should remember either way. Not because he failed. Rick Ness quit. He did it because he cared enough about himself to leave. That choice rings truer than gold in a world that never stops pushing. Rick Ness did something that made everyone talk. The guy whose name everyone knew from Gold Rush. After season 15 he chose to leave. And believe me, things went crazy. Very strange. Things were already tough for Rick, but what came next changed everything. When a team falls apart, to begin, you already know that Rick is more than just a guy with a shovel if you've watched even a minute of the show. He was what kept his crew going. He wasn't afraid to get dirty, try new things, or face danger straight on. But something changed this season. The beat wasn't right. Tools broke down more often than they worked. The ground was a mess. It looked like everyone on the group was really tired. Now picture running full speed into a wall made of ice and rock and not stopping. You keep hitting it. That was Rick this season. It looked like the worry was oozing out of the screen. He tried to hold things together, but cracks began to show. A big goal like hitting that huge 10,000-ounce hull started to feel less like a goal and more like a fantasy. They tried to get ahead, but something always held them back. He always fixed things before anyone else did. But this season the problems were like a team. Breakdowns of tools, terrible weather, and stress levels so high that a shovel could break in half. It wasn't the same guy, and he looked different. The fire in his eyes was going out. The gold is moving much more slowly now. When the gold slows down, everything else goes downhill. Bills pile up, workers lose motivation, and morale goes down. He kept working hard though until one day something gave. Whispers began to float. He might have been done. Fans didn't think it was true, but it was clear behind the scenes. He hit the wall. The same guy who used to fight through icy rivers and crushing defeats looked worn out at the end of season 15. He threw the bomb. He was leaving. I made the choice to go out on my own after that season with Parker finished. I told him what I thought. He knows how grateful I am, but that's it. I don't have to kiss his behind for the rest of his life. But here's the catch. It wasn't just being tired. During the season a big event happened. He was stopped in his tracks by something big. No one is saying for sure, but there is talk of major drama going on behind the scenes. Not just broken tools or bad ground. The kind of storm that splits up even the largest groups. People who were there say it wasn't an easy choice. He worked hard to stay. I tried to make everyone feel better and keep the team on track. But the hits kept coming, and in the end even the strongest ones fell back. Yes, he did. It really shocked me. The guy who never quit and lived for the gold game just paused. Not being passionate wasn't what made it feel wrong. It had to do with not being able to keep going like before. But this isn't the end. You know he's not the type to fade into the background if you know him. His name has been linked to work on something new. That fire is still going, but maybe not in the Yukon and maybe not with the same team. No matter what season 15 was like, it was the wildest ride yet. There are highs that fly and lows that hit hard. He will choose to come back if he does. There will be no more duct tape and grit to fix things. Gold isn't just in the ground. It's how you fight, get back up, say enough is enough and keep going. Rick Ness used to always win. During every season he was out there in the bitter cold. There was mud everywhere, tools were being pushed to their limits, and gold was being dug up like it was Halloween candy. But in season 15 something crazy happened that turned everything on its head. It left people scratching their heads and stories began to spread. Was it getting tired? Was there trouble behind the scenes? Everyone only knows that Rick Ness left without a word. There was no speech or goodbye wave. There was only dust in the air and a claim that meant nothing. Everything. Okay, I get it. Well, that's my choice though. We're a small group, so everyone has to find a way to fit in on that day. And if he has a problem with that from now on, that's a problem. But what if he doesn't? People didn't think Rick had what it took when he first went out on his own. That person wasn't Parker Schnabel. He wasn't Tony Beats. He tried to go big as the helper. But man, did he show everyone they were wrong. He pulled more gold in his first season as a boat leader than most veterans could even dream of. There are hundreds of ounces here. That's not just first-time luck. People who get up before dawn and don't stop until the stars come out do things like that. That's a mix of grind, sweat, and crazy. His setup got bigger every year. More people were hired and he took more chances. It was clear in his eyes it wasn't just a job. The tone was private. Rick had a job to do. Not just to find gold but also to show something. Perhaps to himself. Maybe to everyone who was watching. People would not remember him as someone who rode coattails. It was important to him to be in charge and bring in a lot of money. It's crazy to mine. 1 minute everything works and then a pump stops running or a foot of snow falls. Rick never gave up. When things broke he fixed them. The crew had given up, but he gave them a reason to keep working. He kept coming back every day. Worn out, dirty and hurt. However, that's the thing about Rick Ness. He didn't run away when things got tough. He walked right through them. What came next was stronger than any broken machine. Things got close. It's heavier to carry more gold. In real life though, things were getting messy. And he was seeing an Australian vet nurse. She went on the show too. Things seemed to be stable for a while. But it's hard to keep the spark alive when you're always knee-deep in mud. No breaks, long hours and stress all the time. Pay attention to your relationships. It was all Rick's plan to mine. In the end they broke up. He didn't show how badly it hurt him. In conversations he had said that he wasn't very good at keeping things in balance. Work was always the most important thing. He seemed to carry more weight as he dug deeper into the ground. It was no longer just gold dust. Taking care of the show and making money meant a lot of stress and pressure. Don't forget that people like to talk. Fans had thoughts. There were lots of them on social media. People looked at every move he made and talked about it. No matter how tough you look, that stuff won't just go away. There was a lot of damage in season 15. More cams, bigger goals and new places to go. Rick looked different. He was not like other people. It wasn't just a tired face, it looked like something heavy. Some people noticed. He seemed farther away, more serious and not as full of fire as he used to be. As the season went on, he was gone in an instant. Nothing to say or warn you about. He was liking one episode and not the next. People began to guess. Some said they were sick, while others said they were having a breakdown. I just took off. He's not coming back anytime soon. He didn't say anything. He hasn't talked to you yet. I haven't heard anything. Called him. Nothing. It's awful. Some people thought he had hit the wall and couldn't go on. No one knew for sure, but everyone agreed that Gold Rush didn't feel right without Rick Ness. That he got things done even when things went wrong and had a rough style. That wasn't there. Giving up gold digging is more than just leaving the dirt behind. It means leaving your crew, your image, and your chance to get rich. But Rick might have seen something that no one else did. He might have known that he would lose more than money if he kept going. He might lose himself. People can get chewed up by that kind of constant grind.
The days get longer, the nights get longer, and soon it's all a blur. Don't forget where Rick came from though. You couldn't trust that fun kid with a backup plan. He started from scratch and built his spot. At first he worked under Parker, but he didn't stay there. He got out, grabbed the wheel and took off. In a game where one bad call can blow the whole thing up, that takes guts. People remember the good times, like when he and Parker worked together and broke all the records. Or that season when it looked like everything was breaking down, machines weren't working, people were quitting. And it was really sad. But Rick just about kept it going. He did it though. Times like that stay with you. Not just for the gold, but also for the hard work that went into it. There is no gold map that will always help you win. They throw everything at the ground and hope that something shiny comes up. Rick was the best at that game. He never won, but he always showed up. A lot of people can't say that. Rick didn't run away when things got hard. He stepped back when things got too much. Maybe that's not giving up. That might be the smartest thing anyone can do. Being aware of when to stop and when to push. Peace of mind is hard to get back after it's gone, but gold will always be there. When you look at Rick's story as a whole, it's not just about dirt and metal. It's about getting something. That's about the size of an ounce. That looks lovely. That's really worth a lot of money. That's 1 ounce. It's likely to be $4 grand right there. When other people don't believe in you, you do. Making the tough choices. Having to live with the results. People liked his story because it was true. Just like life, it's messy, loud and hard to plan. Rick might come back. It wouldn't be a surprise. That fire won't go out on its own. It sits there. It's on fire. After giving it some time to burn, it might even be brighter now. Taking a break can help you miss the rush. There was the sound of machines and the smell of new dirt. It was the first rock of the season. It gets into your bloodstream. People are still talking about the story he left behind until then. A story with wins, losses, sadness, and hard work. Someone who did more than just show up. He made noise. People thought they could be and do more because of him. Things were fine even when things went wrong. Rick Ness may not be telling the truth, but his story is still going on. Not even close. He's already left his mark, whether he comes back or goes away for good. That's something that not even the biggest gold haul can beat. Rick Ness has never been one to back down from a task. He was the rough, tough guy with something to show from the start of Gold Rush. No one saw what was going to happen in season 15 though. It turned everything around and fans couldn't say a word. I think Rick used to work for someone else in the beginning. His eyes were red with desire though. Getting his own name and a piece of the Iceland were important to him. This was not a part-time job or a dream made up in a cozy office. It was made of blood, sweat, and pure, unbreakable grit. His goal was to show that he belonged out there with each shovel full of dirt. When certain times came around, the gold just kept coming in. One group of miners got more than 3,600 ounces, which is more than $4 million. It's not a haul. There is a treasure chest hidden there in the snow and mud. It rained a lot. They dug even though it was very windy. These people were skilled and it was clear. Run. To be honest, I'm scared because if this turns out to be a good chance, I could get more gold this year. If it's not though, it's just a waste of time, and we don't have time to waste right now. Things got even crazier when season 9 started. At Scribner Creek, a goal of 7,000 ounces was set. Big risk, big goal. They didn't just meet it though, they stomped all over it. The last count went over 7,400. That much gold is worth almost $9 million. People couldn't believe how far they were going. It seemed like someone was always pushing harder. Rick had come out of the dim light by that time. He wanted to lead, to show that he could take a crew and hit a lot of goals. Things didn't go as planned though. He just barely made it past 1,000 ounces that year. The number wasn't the kind that makes the news. This kind of stress keeps you up at night as you think about all the things that went wrong. For his part, Tony Beats, the powerful man with the beard, booming voice, and big tools, tried to get 6,000 ounces but only got 4,400. He was faster than most people even though he missed the goal. This was another win for the person who always looked 3 steps ahead. The 10th season came in like a storm. Hard, cold, and hard to predict. The top team didn't give up though. They were 200 ounces short of what they had before. But the price of gold went up, which meant more money anyway. They dug up more than $10 million worth of gold by the end of that season. With that much money, dreams come true. So did Tony Beats stay on top because he was smart or just lucky? Share your ideas in the box below. Do not forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more Gold Rush action.